and welcome to this week's Nauset News. I'm here with your announcements, and my name is Sam Cipro. Spirit Week this year is actually 2 weeks. So there's Pajama Day, Bring Your Pet to Zoom Class Day, and Decades Day, which was the following week, and we had tons of fun. This week, we have Tie-Dye Day, which is Monday the 26th and Tuesday the 27th. Following that is Zoom Class Day on Wednesday the 28th. And then finally, Nauset Days are the 29th and the 30th, which is a Thursday and a Friday. I would like to remind everyone that breakfast and lunch is free for all students. And if there is any help you need with your hybrid situation, there are links on the Nauset main website that may be able to help you. My name is Sam Cipro, and on to your lineup.
Hello, I'm James Shaw with this week's lineup. Our top story this week is on this year's voting options by Cole Jackett, Sadie Trudell, and Derek Casaban. Our health tip on the flu shot is by Doug Bazzaio and Kellen Warren. And sports is with Jeremiah Pranga. College Notebook is by Lucas Meehan and Kevin Amaru. It's the Law is by the Honors Law class, and this week's fashion trend about sneakers is by Matt Fisher. We also have a special creative video of the week, which is a scary film short by Luke Meehan. Now onto our top story on this year's voting options.
Hello, this is Cole Jackett with the top story on information for voters. This year's election will be like no other in recent memory. Record turnouts at the polls and early voting opportunities are expected across the country. Here in Massachusetts, early polling stations have opened up on October 17th and will continue to offer flexible schedules for residents right up until October 30th. This year, even voter registration was simplified. People could register online with just a few short minutes right from home. And for those people who want to vote on election day itself, remember, this year the date is November 3rd. Now, on to Derek Casaban with more information on the ballots.
Sample ballots can be found at all polling stations, and all residents of Massachusetts receive a red voter information booklet explaining the ballot questions for this year's election. And now on to Sadie Trudell with more information on questions 1 and 2.
Hi, I'm Sadie Trudell with your top story. I'm going to give my opinion about the 2 ballot questions about motor vehicle mechanical data and ranked choice voting. Personally, I think that our local mechanics should have access to the newer mechanical data. After the first few years with a new car, it's nice to have a local mechanic to go to when your car is having troubles. For the second question, I think that ranked choice voting shouldn't be in the next voting ballots in the years to come. If your choice is still undecided, you can look over both sides because voting is on November 3rd. I'm Sage Dell, and this is your top story.
Hello, my name is Jeremiah Pranga, here with your Nauset Sports. Today we'll be starting out with the girls cross country. The Nauset girls cross country gave it their all in their first meet, October 13th, against Barnstable. Losing by only 1 point, the girls lost. Yet still, many of the girls got their personal bests, PRs, and ran very strategic races. One notable girl from the Nauset team was Izzy Nobley. She got one of her PRs, and she ran a very good strategic race. She was very hopeful for the next race against Falmouth, as they believe they can win against Falmouth. The girls are very excited to also face against Barnstable later in their league meet back in November, where they're hoping to pull off a victory. Moving on to the boys cross country, the Nauset boys cross country also faced Barnstable October 13th. They, however, had a win, 24-32, and many of the boys also had PRs and ran very strategic races. The star Nauset runner was Finn Riley, who won the race and was able to rally the rest of the team together to secure the victory. The boys are hoping this race will set the tone for the rest of the season as they go on to face Falmouth. Some of the boys and girls cross-country runners also ran in a Frank and Kelly Invitational. Senior Izzy Nobley placed 4th overall in the Frank Kelly Invitational held October 17th this weekend in Alborough. Her 5K clocked at a 19:29, which was a very good race for her. Representing the boys, both Finn Riley and Will Crowell had great races. Finn Riley took 34th place in a 17-16, while Will placed 145th with a 19-11. The boys soccer also had a game. Nauset beat Falmouth 7-0 on Thursday, October 15th in Falmouth. Ben LeBranch and Ethan Bile scored 2 goals apiece, while Will Sheffer, Pat Pinto, and Chris Pombo each scored 1 goal as well. Henry Watson and Matt Fisher had 1 save in net in the lopsided victory. Girls soccer also had a game. The Nauset girls also faced Falmouth on October 15th and won 2-0, thanks to the effort of Caroline Kennard and Mary Shepard, who had 1 goal apiece. Olivia Alvarez grabbed both assists, while Brady Deschamps earned the win in net. Boys golf, the Nauset fell to DY in October 15th. It was 267 to 277. Brady Miller and Nemo Farley tied for second place with a 42, but it wasn't enough to secure the victory. Finally, with the girls field hockey, the Nauset girls field hockey narrowly defeated Falmouth 1-0 Friday, October 16th at home. With a scoreless first quarter, Sophia Christopher was able to find Zoe Bates with 7 minutes left in the second quarter to put up the only score on the board. Goalie Leah Kipper was outstanding in goal, according to the report. That was your Nauset Sports. I'm Jeremiah Pranger.
Hello, welcome to this week's health tip. My name is Doug Bazile, and this week we will be talking about the flu shot, why all students are required to take it, and why it's important to get a flu shot this time of year, especially during COVID-19 pandemic. The flu shot is very important to get during this season, the fall and winter season, because of its prevalence during these colder months of the year. The main reason it's especially dangerous this year is because of COVID-19. The flu attacks your immune system and can cause serious immune system damage if left alone. COVID-19 causes those with a weakened immune system to have a much higher chance of getting deathly ill, and fatality rates rise. The flu and COVID are both obtained from surfaces and from direct or indirect contact with those around us. Extra caution should be considered before and after getting the flu shot. Make sure to wash your hands extra well and wear a mask to protect yourself and others from the flu and COVID, in turn unconsciously saving lives. Thank you.
This year, in Massachusetts, all students need to get a flu shot before December 31st. This goes for kids in childcare, preschool, K-12, and secondary schools. This will be mandatory unless students have a medical or religious reason. Students that are completely remote and off campus are not required to get a flu shot. Elementary and secondary students in districts and schools that are using a remote education model are not exempt. Dr. Larry Modoff, Medical Director of DPHS Bureau of Infectious Disease and Laboratory Sciences, says it is more important now than ever to get your flu vaccine because flu symptoms are very similar to COVID-19, and preventing the flu will save lives and preserve healthcare resources.
Hello, I'm Matt Fisher. Today I'll be discussing the top fashion tips. I will be covering shoes this week. Along with other popular fashion trends, shoes are the hot topic. Many kids love their shoes. Like me, I think I have over 40 pairs of shoes that I've collected over the years. I love all the new styles and colorways. For example, I have the same shoe in 6 different colors so I can match with each outfit. New colorways for your favorite pairs of shoes are dropping weekly, so make sure you stay tuned so you can buy the shoes at the retail price before they go up in price for the resale. For example, Jordans have gone up in price a lot since Michael Jordan released his documentary series, The Last Dance. Many fans kind of forgot the love for shoes and how Michael Jordan influenced the shoe game with his Jordan shoes. So many people began buying the shoes, so the demand was increased, so the prices also increased. So if you're lucky enough to buy a lot of Jordans before the documentary series was released, you would have made a lot of money. Shoes are kind of like stocks, so the prices can fluctuate depending on how many people are buying the shoes and how popular it is to that day. So many kids nowadays love buying shoes, and they can always show off the new shoes, and you have to keep them clean. That's the most important part. Thank you for tuning in for this week's fashion tip on shoes. I hope you learned something about your favorite shoes. I'm Matt Fisher. I hope you all have a great week.
Hello everybody and welcome to this week's College Notebook. I am Lucas Meehan and today I'll be talking about this 4-year D1 college known as Florida State University. To get into FSU, you have to have a 4.07 GPA and the average cost is $11,000. The acceptance rate is at 37% and the graduation rate is an 80%. Their most well-known majors would be psychology, finance, criminal justice, marketing, and management. And their most important sports is basketball, baseball, cross country, football, golf, tennis, and track and field. If you are interested in this public school, then the admission applications are due December 1st and there's a $30 fee. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Luke Meehan with this week's College Notebook.
Hi, I'm Kevin Amory here with this week's Things to Do. It's officially fall. Well, maybe not officially, but it's getting close. It's getting really cold outside. Leaves are starting to fall, which means there's less things to do outside, but it doesn't mean there's nothing you can do outside. One thing that you guys could do is you can go apple or pumpkin picking with your family, or you can go by yourself. There's a place up in Falmouth, I believe, that you can do that. I don't know exactly where, though, but I know some of my family's gone there. Another thing you could do is you could carve the pumpkins. You can maybe have like a competition with your family. You could see who can carve the best pumpkin, who can carve the most realistic pumpkin, blah, blah, blah. You could always go to the drive-in. The one in Falmouth is still open. I'm not sure about the one in Wellfleet, but the one in Falmouth, they're playing every Wednesday night. They have a few movies. It's around $30 a vehicle, and you can fit as many people into the vehicle as you'd like. For some physical activity, you guys could always take a walk or go for a short run. I know there are a lot of trails like in Brewster and Orleans and up in Eastham. Like there's Nickerson, there's the bike trail. You could always just go on the beach, go for a walk there. It is cold, so you'll have to dress appropriately. But the leaves are starting to change colors, so you could potentially have a nice view there. The last thing you could do is you could watch the new movie Hubie Halloween. It's about this guy named Hubie. He is played by Adam Sandler. That movie actually has a few big actors. Adam Sandler, Ben Stiller, Kevin James, even has Shaquille O'Neal in it. It's a pretty funny movie. It's about this guy named Hubie who he's in love with this girl that he knew from elementary school, but she never really showed interest in him until they're adults. And he's always getting bullied, but that doesn't change who he is. He just is himself the whole movie. I can't really say too much about it with spoiling it, but if you ask me, I would highly recommend it. It's a pretty funny movie. But that's all I got for you on this week's Things to Do, and we will see you next week.
Hello, my name is Matthew Dudoli, and welcome to It's the Law. Today we will be discussing question 2 on the 2020 ballot. This is different from most laws since it is still a bill and it is up for vote this November 3rd. What is different about this is it is being voted by the people, not by the elected officials. Question 2 is about ranked choice voting and should Massachusetts implement ranked choice voting. Ranked choice voting is when you rank the candidates on your most preferred to least preferred. This allows that if your initial candidate would not have been able to win the election, your vote would go to the second candidate and hopefully they'd be able to win the election and so on. Thank you for your time, and this has been Matthew Dudoli, and this has been It's the Law.
What the heck was that? His lights turned off, but luckily we got a flashlight.
I think I saw something. laughing at the lights dying.
Gage, keep running.
We're almost there. Keep going.
Jesus, pay that.
I'm gonna finish the job this time.